After his fourth consecutive win last time out, Philip Hammer moved to within 3 points of the championship summit midway through Season 10 of Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup. Another couple of wins tonight as we move into the heat format at Sebring, and he could well take the championship lead, a remarkable achievement considering he was so far behind after just the first 2 rounds of the season. Welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick. I have once again alongside me David Sampson. And David, so far this season, you know, Hammer's got 4 race wins. The first 3 of them weren't particularly dominant. It felt like it could go either way, but last time out at Road America, a phenomenal qualifying performance, 3/4 of a second ahead of the rest, and then a dominant race performance. Sort of feels like he could run away with this with 6 rounds to go.
Feels very Max Verstappen in F1 at the moment. Yeah, very dominant display, especially in qualifying. That was almost surreal because we've seen a lot of close qualifying battles this season, including himself. And then always at the start of the race, he seemed to pace himself. He's always focused on tyres and consistency and securing the win. So yeah, let's see. I mean, I keep hoping maybe one of these tracks isn't a strong track of his and we get a battle, but let's see. There are plenty of fast guys, so I'm sure Sebring is a technical track, especially in this car. I think it's going to be a tricky ride for them all.
It is a tricky car and a tricky track, really tricky track. The one that I find the most trickiest, probably in all of the sim. So that will be demanding for the drivers. Let's have a reminder of the car that we have for ourselves. The 992, been around for many years now on the iRacing service. Were you disappointed when the 991 got replaced? Or?
Well, I've done more 992 driving than I ever did 991, but that was more of just a timing thing. I appreciate why people miss the 991, but no, I like this car.
Sure. I miss it.
Sure. Yeah, I understand that.
I like the 991. Let's have a reminder as well of the calendar. Such a good one. We've got Porsche Cup people know what they're doing. It's such a compatible car with so many different tracks. So we really do have the pick of the entire iRacing track roster. And of course, Sebring for this round 7, well and truly into the second half of the season now. And of course, Bathurst next time out. That will be a lot of fun. Nürburgring as well. The day before the 24 will be a fascinating one for the drivers as well. But let's have a look at the championship standings. And for the first time this season, we are now including the drop score. So out of the 12 rounds, only your best 11 scores get counted. So the way that we're calculating the points now is we've got 6 rounds completed. We're only counting the top 5. We're assuming that the next 6 rounds for the drivers will be better for them. So that's the amateur standings. Ben Pedersen, who has been fairly dominant, had a poor one last time out, didn't take the start because of PC issues, I think, and Luke Swan was able to cut the deficit.
Yeah, I did wonder what happened to Ben there on the grid. That's a shame, but yeah, it's very tight in Am, but we know Ben's got massive pace. He can lay down one of those quali laps he does and separates himself from the nearest AM drive by 4 or 5 positions, then yeah, he's on the home straight, even though we're only halfway through the season.
Yeah, Ben's been a bit odd in recent rounds. He's either on pole by half a second or he's off pole by half a second. And there never really seems to be a difference between the two of them. It's sort of a 50-50 on what happens. We'll see how prepared he is for this round, which will surely depend what his pace is like. And there it is in the Pro Championship. Lazarus has missed 1 round this season. Hammer missed the first 2 rounds of the championship. Cheyenne basically missed last round as well. He lost force feedback at turn 1.
No, he was gutted.
He would definitely be leading the championship if it weren't for that. Distras missed last time out. It's only Parker, the only guy who's actually been able to do all the rounds properly. So they've all had setbacks, but Hammer more than anyone else. To miss 2 rounds, he basically lost 100 points. And he's made that up in half a season.
Yeah, very impressive. Yeah, I spoke to Cheyenne after the following day after the race. Yeah, absolutely gutted because he felt, you know, he's given away the championship lead by something that was out of his control. So yeah, big shame.
Absolutely. And in the teams championship, Simray Sweden now ahead. I did not realise that had changed, honestly. I should pay more attention. But a huge swing with Simray Sweden now ahead of North Sim Racing. However, North Sim Racing were a bit set back because they'd lost Matthias Strameri. They have got a new driver for this round, so that might help them in the championship bid. But Simray Sweden, who were a long way behind,
wow, yeah,
about 100 points behind going into the previous round, they've been able to turn it around. So that is a great effort from them. And even THR aren't too far behind either, so that one is looking a lot more alive than it did after the first 2 rounds of the season. But let's have a look at this track that we have for us in this round of the season, and of course we're still using the traditional pits, which isn't always necessarily used in real life.
Yeah, fair point. I love this track. I know you're not the biggest fan of it.
I don't want to put a down on it, but I just really struggle here.
Yeah.
I find it really tricky.
It's always so competitive, and I think that's what I enjoy the most. I mean, I've been doing it all week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Open is dry, fix is wet, and that has been a nightmare to hot swap between. This track in the wet's another tricky track. Any favourite corners here of the track you do struggle with?
Oh, in terms of the ones that I struggle with, the Le Mans section, the long right, then nothing left, then right, and sort of just getting the turning points right, clipping the curve correctly. It feels like you're threading a needle, that there's one line through that part, and if you take a bit too much curve, then you're unsettling the car. You can take a bit too much pace, which ruins the next part of the sequence.
Have you done it with
precision? I struggle with.
Have you done it with 3D curbs?
No.
It's even worse.
Sure.
Even more. Now, I would have never said thread in the needle, but now I would say it's thread in the needle. Lap times are way down compared to previous seasons just because of the 3D curves.
Sure. And will that be stopping the drivers from picking up the 1Xs tonight? Is that enough of a deterrent?
Yeah. Yes, as you do not get 1Xs. You lose so much time if you cross too much of those curbs. Not to mention, I haven't tried it in a P Cup. It might be a little bit less resilient with the suspension, but no, you're in Dangerville if you smash one of those curbs fully.
And of course you can see behind us now, focusing on turn 17, Sunset Bend, the most iconic corner on this track, and they will be driving straight into the sunset because that is the time of day that we are using at Sebring for tonight, because that's what the official series has been using. So that is the circuit that we have for us, just over 5 kilometers in length. And of course we do have the heat format for tonight, so we've got 2 heats and then a B final and an A final. Usually this brings up some surprising results, I'd say. This one, we do genuinely sometimes see the leaders spin out in the front whenever we visit this circuit, so it could well be unpredictable. But we'll go to an advert, and we will see when we come back who is going to be on the amateur pole position.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome trackside to Sebring. We are in the very early stages of qualifying at the moment for this round 7 of the championship. It is a 22-minute qualifying session, with the first 10 minutes being allocated to the AM drivers and the next 12 minutes allocated to the pro drivers. Yeah, the AM's currently out on circuit.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think there'll be quite a divide in lap times, but I know I say that a lot. But again, this is a specialist track. Those 3D curves require, as you put it, threading the needle now. Sunset and T1 isn't the easiest in Porsche Cup. I haven't got mega amounts of experience in the Porsche Cup here, but I certainly remember it can be very difficult on the brakes and overheating the tyres in general.
Now the monitor we have in our studio is, we have some color settings and it is a bit dimmer. However, I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference to the webcam we're currently seeing for Matt Lewitson. He is caped in darkness, and I'm not sure how much of a utility that has. Can you make out anything on that, David?
No, I was actually thinking for a second it's a pedal cam, like he's got two and he's assigned the wrong one, but no, I can't make out what that is. There's definitely some light in the middle, but yeah.
I mean, I'm tempted to get out of the desk and have a closer look, but I mean...
Well, we can bring the large version up, can't we? I've seen it before.
Oh, now you're testing our producer.
Yeah.
He may not have been taught that by Lee. But really putting the gauntlet down there, David.
Oh, sorry about that.
He said that we'll see what he can do. Yes, there is Lewis. And it he is currently on pole position, but no one set any times. I'm not sure how that's decided by iRacing. But if it ended right now, he would be on pole position, I believe. The 1,900 I-rated driver.
So to remind myself and the viewers, that's the word. As a streamer, I forgot the word that I call them. It's qualifying, and then the first heat is every odd driver. And is it top 12 qualify for the A final?
So from each heat, top 6 go through from the...
So it's 12 in total, right, okay.
But then also 3 go through them on the B final. So it's 15
Correct. Okay,
get through into the A final. I believe we have 26 drivers around tonight. I might be wrong on that. There may have been a couple of late entries. Philip Hammer always signs up very late, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of them. He is around tonight, even though he always worries us a little bit that he might not attend.
He's hiding pace in another session.
For sure.
It's cold.
I mean, last time out, he just popped in, didn't he? And then set pole position by 6.5 tenths.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best way to do it. Because then you feel like, if people are battling over a couple of tenths, and then if they don't see your pace, they don't know to try harder or look at your lines or Google, look up the Apex hot lap video.
Would you say that encourages you? What would you say is the perfect deficit that you suffer from? So maybe if you're 2 seconds off the pace, that could be argued as being dispiriting.
Yep.
If you're the fastest, there's no motivation to go faster. What would you say gives you the most motivation? Do you need to be within maybe quarters of a second so you think, I can do this if I just find that little gap, or do you need more than that to really encourage?
You are right. If it's 2 seconds, if it's up more than 1.5, that's demotivating. Like there's something fundamentally wrong with either that I don't understand about the car or the track, or worse, both. I think for me, the most motivation comes from... I mean, I've been doing this for so many years. I know a lot of the drivers. I know their skill level. It's rare I go into an official, I don't know anyone. So it's just seeing the pace of people I know that should be around me. And if they're quicker, that gives me the motivation to find what I'm missing.
Sure.
I don't really get massively motivated. If someone who's faster than me jumps in and is 4 tenths quicker, I don't immediately think, oh, like, what can I do? Because I know they're quicker than me.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that I struggle with personally, to find the motivation. Sometimes traces. The other people are always going to be better than you.
Correct.
Like, it's very unlikely that you're going to be the best. And sim racing and driving generally is just such a skill where you reach a ceiling. It's very tricky to get past that ceiling. And I know you absolutely can. And do driver coaching, that can be very much something that can help you. And by looking at telemetry and stuff like that. But it is very demanding, as Adam Veselek is finding out himself with that spin as he takes back to the pits.
I think once you've been driving long enough, you know what you can, like Spa. There's no point me. I've done one outlap ready for next week in the LMP2. One outlap in the Apex Dark, and I'm ready. Like not that I'm ready. There is,
but it's Spa.
It's Spa. There's nothing can come from me practicing more. I can get to where I was, the limit. That's all I'm doing. It's Spa. I can't I can't.
See, I'm jealous of people who are so deluded about how good they are that they think that they could be the best. I wish I was
Correct.
that deluded.
Yeah, I wish I was as well.
Because those people will just put in the time and think, yeah, I just need to do a bit more time and I'll be there. And I want to be like one of those people.
Hey,
So
thr-
hopefully someone will hit me around the head. one day.
I'd say 3 years ago, I hadn't decided if I wanted to be an esporter or a streamer. I'd
Oh,
say.
really?
Nowadays, oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm very reassured where I'm going to land on that spectrum. Oh.
Well, you're part of the academy, right?
Yeah, I
Still-
am.
You could still get in the team.
I could still get in the team.
Welcome to everyone in chat. Nick Horn, Jason Brooks, Thomas Hansen. Well, Nick Horn actually driving at the moment. He had a really good one last time out, Nick. In the last heat race we did at Zolder, a couple of times he was in the advancing spots. Never got into the A final. Has Nick Horn, so
Yeah, he had a couple of good opportunities at Zandvoort. Like, I think he was mentioned that he prefers this because it shakes things up. It gives him a, want for a better word, a fighting chance to do something special. And, you know, over an hour, even if you did mention something special and you got by a few people and they had a spin, they're going to get you back. Like, it's an hour's race at a track people know well. There's no hiding.
of course last time there were rumours that he would do the whole race without a stop.
Yeah,
He was going to need to save about 24 minutes of fuel in an hour-long race. I was concerned I set the fuel limits incorrectly. And yeah, someone in chat was really annoying me with that. There it is, Nick Horn. Currently only in 10th position, however, so he does need to find some improvements. It's interesting seeing the cars go over the 3D curbs. You really do see the oscillation in the wheel that much more than you do in on the other curbs.
Yeah, when they first introduced 3D curves and I was trying Magello and a few other tracks, I was just didn't know what they were going on about. But here, you can't not notice it. I had to relearn the S's. So everything I used to do and how I've always been very aggressive with curbs. So now I had to find new lines and practice over and over again on how much I'm going to sacrifice on the in and how much I went to pull, like to help you get the car pull round. I did something like 12, 13 officials this week, just on the Tuesday, Wednesday.
Sure.
I like this track. I love the fact it's so competitive. Yeah, it can be a bit lead follow. I see that comparison all the time. Oh, there's no overtaking. But I tell you what, after, once you've done 1,500, if you're qualifying P6 because you're the sixth fastest driver and you finish P6 because you held on to it, didn't make a mistake, I don't know, there's something rewarding from that as well.
Sure.
I'm not saying every week. I couldn't do that every week, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm an awful qualifier. I don't know if it's a mentality thing. Probably is. And I quite like tricky to overtake circuits because it gives me a challenge to work my way through the order. And also, I'm an F1 fan, so it sort of reminds me of Formula 1 where it's tricky to overtake. So it makes me feel like I'm on an F1 grid rather than something else.
Thomas Hansen's got a good question. Who's your favourite Pro and Am to win today? I think we would both agree on the same names in both classes.
Okay, so certainly Hammer for the Pro.
Yeah.
And I guess
Pedersen,
for Am.
yeah. So.
But I might go for someone different in Am. I'll go for someone
All
different.
right, you're going to go someone different in Am. I'm going to go see someone different in Pro.
Okay. Well, yeah, I feel like I've won out of this bargain. I'll go for... I'll go Nick Kirstens. I can't go for Edwin Forsman because he's currently on pole. That'd be too dull. So I'll go for his teammate Nick Kirstens to win.
All right, I'm going Shea.
Okay. I think P3 on the grid last time out. Usually up there with the likes of the other Pedersen, Nikolai Pedersen, and
Corey Lazarus is fast, obviously.
yeah. Yeah, of course, Destraz making his return as well to the series. There goes Orn. He improves, but it's not enough to get him up any places. 1.4 seconds, well, 1.3 seconds off the pace at the moment is Horn.
Where's his teammate? Is it Glenn? Where's Glenn? Is he here today?
He is. He is 12th.
Oh.
Oh, Mads has turned his webcam off. Well, hopefully during the pro qualifying, he will be trying to address that. Turn on a light, perhaps.
Yep. That is the best way to fix them.
That's what I would personally recommend. I mean, to be fair, I don't think anyone else has provided a webcam, so at least he's done that, and he's given us something to talk about when it comes to the
Wait,
webcam.
Robert Van Horn hasn't provided a camera. I'll fix that. 2 seconds.
Thomas Hansen, if you get 6th in every race, you basically got the Super GT curse. Yep, of course, big YouTuber. 6th in every race. Jason Brooks, this car is so rewarding to drive, but damn hard to be really fast, and this track is hard. I think I'd agree with that, Jason. I honestly don't think these cars are that much different to the GT3s. That might be an unpopular opinion, I'm not sure.
Yeah, they are.
But they are very similar to the GT3s.
No, they are trickier. I agree, but throttle is nothing like the 991. Like, it seems easy mode nowadays on throttle.
Well, and braking as well. The braking in the 991
Braking's a lot better. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. Braking is 1,000 times better than the 991. Throttle, sure, there's no TC, but it's still quite easy. But car balance and your suspension and how you load up a corner, I'd say a lot more technical than GT3. GT3s nowadays, you just throw them and they just understeer. Whereas if you throw this car, even if you make the corner after, you're going to have very hot rears and run the risk of spinning.
Sure.
Hey, Robert, I just DM'd you, mate. Turn on your camera.
Robert didn't set a call off. No, did he? No, he did.
Yeah,
He was
P10.
11th. Drivers who did not set a qualifying time, Adam Veselek. Not sure what was going on there. We did see Veselek out on track, but he didn't set a time for some reason. There's Philip Hammer.
Got the camera on.
Being overtaken.
I see someone in the background again.
Yes. Again, stooped in darkness. It's also got some nice neon stuff in the background. Some wall lighting.
Yeah, I think he's going to just keep spending money on the room because we show it so much on camera.
Yeah. We had an absolute nightmare. We will be showing a clip of it later on in the late Apex of someone trying to figure out their webcam during the race. I don't think you've seen it, David, but it's a really good clip. Really
Okay,
good
can't
clip.
wait.
I'm pleased how I edited it as well, so we'll should be showing that. Also, a little bit of a word as well for Racing Unleashed, because we have got the upcoming challenge number 3 in the Racing Unleashed iRacing challenges. The third challenge in Racing Unleashed is GT3 cars at Daytona. However, there's a bit of a twist, because on each lap, we eliminate 2 drivers. It's a 14-lap race, 30 drivers are eligible, and each lap 2 drivers get eliminated until we get a winner, basically. And we do that twice. The second race has a reverse grid, so the fast drivers will be starting at the back, and they'll be under pressure to gain as many places as they can in the early stages to avoid being cut off, and we'll have to be making their way through the order. So do check out apexracingleague.com in order to sign up for that Racing Unleashed challenge. It's a free entry, and you might win up to €200 as well if you manage to win the event.
Yep. So Forsland's lap's finally been beaten because Corey Lazarus and others were doing very similar times, but we're seeing 202.5s on the board from Nikolai Pedersen. And Destraz now with a 6. Andrea with a 6, and yeah, Forsland, Lazarus, and Ben Pedersen very close. But yeah, Forsland with holding great in the AMs. Who was your pick for the AM change?
Kirstens.
Oh, okay. Better luck next time.
Well, we've got a lot of racing to go. Yeah.
Liam asking if they're eliminated or do they get pulled from the race? I believe they get pulled from the race immediately, don't they?
So this is so we're going to be giving drivers a message saying, "Time's up, buddy. You gotta go."
You don't just DQ them and they disappear.
The problem is if you DQ them, then they can't race in race 2. So in race 2, we might do that. But if you DQ someone in race 1, then they can't race in race 2 because it's the same server. You can't undisqualify someone. You can unblack flag someone, but you can't undisqualify someone.
Okay.
So
So maybe throw them an end of line penalty as well while you give them the message, because then at least iRacing will be explaining what to do as well, and then tell them to pit.
Okay.
I don't know. Test it.
Yeah. The communication is going to be important. Yeah.
Yeah, you could black flag them. But then,
that doesn't get rid of them.
no, it doesn't.
So I think I will do that. I think I will black flag them.
Yeah.
Just to make it really clear.
Yes. Black flag them and notify them by
Because
message.
that comes up, because a message may not come up.
Correct, you just miss it.
A black flag is like, all right, you're done.
Yeah.
Get off the track.
Yeah. Black flag and a message. That's good.
Looking at what the pros have done this week.
Hammer with a with a
that's
2.
quick.
Yeah, almost 4 tenths quicker than the nearest opponent.
Yeah. A good shout out to Passioni. Up there in 4th. Debut for him as Distress improves to the front row of the grid. But Passioni subbing in for Stromeri for the remaining races for North Sim Racing. And he's really representing his teammate very well. Stromeri at one point, joint leader of the championship after the first round. Well, was he? He was certainly he was second place in the championship, at least for the first few rounds.
Your memory's better than mine. The bop on countries is looking quite strong today. Had the top 6 all different countries.
Top 10? Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
10.
one's Australia, one's New Zealand. Good spot.
Yeah.
Very good spot. Were the Netherlands and France a bit lazy for just rotating the colours?
Well, well, the French flag isn't too lazy because they change the colour of blue every now and again. They changed the shade of blue a few years ago.
You must have seen the meme with the towels. There's a Dutch towel and a French towel, and they're
haven't seen
different
that.
prices.
No.
And the guy else just buys the other one and rotates it and holds
Sure.
it, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm happy."
Yeah.
It's just a different way on the towel. Oh.
You know, a lot of people give the United Kingdom a lot of stick, but our flag's really good. It's a really good flag.
But don't you like the English flag?
No,
Being that
it's
we're
too
English.
simple.
I always get confused.
Do you?
I always thought we flew under the English flag.
Well, this
Because
is taking a
otherwise,
very
why don't Germany
nationalistic
throw?
turn.
Why don't Germany throw the Euro flag?
What? But that's not. But
But what?
oh, as Pedersen goes to the top of the standings, by the way,
Oh,
he's
very
now top,
close.
only by a tenth of a second clear. Man, well, feels like 2016 all over again. I think we should stop this conversation now.
Oh, I missed out. I was in America for 11 years, so my knowledge is terrible.
Rex, what?
Yeah, Brex, what? I missed it all, mate. I missed it all.
There is Shea. How are you feeling about your pick for Shea? He's struggling a little bit at the moment, down in P8, about to start a new flying lap.
He is, yeah. I really have no idea about his pace here. Yeah, I'm feeling confident. He can do it. Let's see the gearing. So I assume 4th. Obviously, my references are more GT3.
Oh, he's early on the power, but just about. I mean,
I assume
perfect.
3rd here. Keep that 2nd. No, he does pull 2nd. Over the curb on the right. Make sure you open it up. Throttle and push out onto the far side curb, all of it. Yeah, nice. Stay right.
That section as well, I really struggle with. Again, all of that, I feel like I'm threading a needle because a little bit too much curve, and
Yeah,
you're
you
really
don't want
suffering.
you don't want any of that inside curb. That's the thing. There's a lot of time to be found here as well. But it's tricky because of the 1X. Let's see. Good corner section here. Although I still take it. No, not here. So the corner after. I still get picked on when I'm racing that I take the what's called IMSA line. That I'm always leaving room for prototypes. I'll show you. Up here on this right hander, I move to the left really early and leave a gap on the inside.
Sure.
I think it's just habit from all the thousands of endurances. You don't lose much time. Granted, it's a bit stupid if there's no prototypes in the race.
Well, it helps to straighten up the car, doesn't it?
It does that, yeah. It makes your braking a lot easier. So yeah, 3D curbs here, so he's not going to take much of this curb at all. He'll take as much of it here as he can to turn the car. And then here, you've got to be careful how he's giving up.
Oh, yeah, it did unsettle the car a fair amount, didn't it? He hits an invisible wall.
Yeah, he's not happy. So my pick, P8. Behind 2 AM drivers.
And Hammer goes to the top, gets into the 2-minute ones.
That is a machine, literally. Sub 2 by
look at
1/1000th.
Lazarus, not far away. Good lap there from Corey Lazarus. and that is our top 2 in the championship, top 2 on the grid. They're not going to be able to set any more times. James Parker's going to cross the line. He might be improving. Needs to improve by over a tenth in order to get up any places, and he doesn't improve, so that will be the end of his qualifying session. I'm not sure if anyone else is going to improve with the time we have remaining. Everyone is on their last laps, and we've got 15 seconds to go.
Okay, I've got confirmation that Robert's web camera is on, so we have an extra camera.
Wonderful stuff.
Yep.
Thomas Hansen explaining geography to us. Noise in Scandinavia and Europe, England within Great Britain within Europe. So thank you for that. Nick Horn complimenting our Fun with Flags section. So maybe we can do that in future. Heat 1 is on. And on pole position, as has been the case every time he's done a qualifying so far this season, Philip Hammer. And that is now 5 in a row pole positions that he's got.
It's nice to see a close qualifying, though. The top 3 were very close in the quali.
Exactly. It's him versus Pedersen, which has been the front row already 3 times before this round. Then it is Personi, Pedersen top of the AMS, Shea, and then it's Nick Kirstens, Swan, Fiedelack, Bremer, Verm, Heritage, Van Horn, Broughton Turner, and Salvatore Lane, who had a qualifying ban. So that is why Lane is quite that far back.
Yeah, he's going to be making a charge through. So Heat 1's about to get underway. Obviously, the top 6 will qualify to the A final. And then the bottom lot from both group. No, how does it work for the B final, sorry?
So anyone who doesn't get through from the
Yes,
Heat goes
right.
into the B final.
And then the top 3 in the B final go through to the A final.
Exactly,
Ah, I've
yep.
got this. Easy. Next question. Okay, so top 6 is the aim.
Definitely. Just shy to get onto grid.
But if you're 7th in this first heat, it means you're on pole for the B final, right?
Yes. So it does still matter.
Yeah.
Where you finish even out if you're not in. So let's get this first heat of the evening underway. The lights are coming on, illuminating this darkening Sebring circuit. And away we launch. It's a
Sony
decent
had a
start
bad
for the
launch.
front row of the grid, and still trying to gain some pace there is Ben Pedersen. A fantastic start for Pedersen. He's going around the outside of absolutely everyone. Is he going to be able to go around the elongated distance? He is going to have to back out of it and might even lose a position. Personi trying to get ahead of Chaillet and Pedersen, who's still pushing it on the outside there. The 2 of them alongside for second and third positions. And I think Pedersen might just have the better line if he is afforded space. But no, it is Personi on his debut, managing to get ahead. And that is fantastic news for Philip Hammer, who's already a second ahead.
Yeah, and it was actually Personi that had a bad launch, but caused them to go 3 wide and caused Pedersen to have a bad attempt there. It seems like
and White. Personi's overshot it, and that's going to drop him all the way to the back. And going through all of them, potentially Chaillet. An amazing start for Chaillet, who we were criticising for his qualifying performance, but he's up into second place in this heat.
I'm hoping that rejoin was okay, because I think he underestimates the turning circle of a Porsche Cup isn't not the same.
He's
what a switchback
there has Chaillet managed to get the move done. Didn't cover it off at the next corner, but he gets it back again. And he's now 2 seconds ahead of Simon. But again, he's not covering off the inside line. Pedersen tries to come back. But for now, that is your second and third place drivers.
I'll tell you, my call for the win is up 3 positions.
Yeah.
But that was a difficult start. The 3 wide did not help. Oof, he's got the wrong line here. Can he just outbrake him and hold the left? No. Great battle from these 2. Another switchback. That's the 3rd switch. If he gets a switchback here, that's 4 in a row. He is...
Side draft.
He has... Yeah, that qualifies. 4 switchbacks between them.
He's getting his nose ahead. And look at Fiedelack as well. He's trying to make something of this, but that's a bit of a nothing move going all the way around there. So Pedersen back up to second place then. And Chaillet has got to cover off the rostrum place.
Chaillet can just follow the draft of the guy in front. I think he should be okay.
It's not a good exit for Pedersen, is it?
Wow, it's lovely to see the draft in these cars. I always forget. Whoa. Can he make that stick? One of the advantage. Fiedelack's not having a look. Oh, what a battle.
Still going. And here comes Vidalak.
Yeah, he's on the outside though. He's not going anywhere. Shea can just park it on this left-hander. Nothing's going to be able to do.
And now Ben Pedersen might be able to get ahead because Vidalak is onto the dirt. Struggles to get the power down.
Wow, what some racing. Although this is guaranteeing Hammer the win. Absolutely guaranteeing.
3 seconds ahead after 1 lap. And there goes Pedersen.
Yeah, on Feedlack. Feedlack's going to yield and go for a switchback, which we've not seen yet this race. Wait, I'm joking. No, some brilliant battling there from Pedersen and Shea. And obviously even Feedlack's contribution there. Very fun stuff. Lane up 4 positions on the charge. Robert Van Horn, though, up 6.
Wow. It's that. Might get a replay of that.
That's brilliant.
There's his camera.
There we go. It's not like I made him turn on his web camera moments ago or anything. No, I didn't do that at all.
Kirstens has just got past Bremer. They are teammates. So that certainly played a part. Not a good start for Kirsten so far. Down 2 places across Passoni after going wide. I thought Passoni was going to drop further back than that. I mean, he is now 7.4 seconds off the lead, but I was thinking he might even drop to last place, but he wasn't too bad.
On the standing start, I could just see he was a bit bogged down compared to the others around him, and that's why we ended up in that 3 wide situation. Yeah, I wish I did race Porsche Cup more. I think I always say that every week, but they need to make it rain.
Yeah.
Because this and GT4 would be brilliant candidates for rain anyway.
Well, yeah, I think of all the cars, honestly, I think this one is right up there.
Yeah.
That's the best suited. Lane past Bremer now. It's up to 9th. Could he... I mean, that top 6 is far from certain. As we've got some replays of this opening lap, and you can see the 3 wide into T1.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. The guy on the outside, I forget who that is
Pedersen.
now. Pedersen, yeah, had to back out. Thought better of it. This is all good stuff. We saw no incidents. Just saw Passoni going long later in the lap. I did think someone got a bit loose here. I think it was Pedersen, if you watch behind. Someone got a bit loose, but it looks like it didn't cause anything. This is Passoni. Oof. Oh, okay.
It seemed like he almost gave up on making the corner.
I think he did, yeah. Okay, 6, 7.
Luke Swan and Luke Kirstens. And Kirstens understeered a bit into Swan.
This is Pedersen going for an overtake on Feedlack, is that?
I like that move. That was
Yeah.
good. And he actually got a bit of a hit as well mid-corner because he was so slow. And Verm lost it all by himself. A little bit of a tighter line there, and I guess he just hit a bump he wasn't familiar with.
Yeah, it looks that way. Was that Luke Swan incident? Was that Luke Swan getting into Kirstens or Kirstens getting to Luke?
Kirstens got into Luke.
Right, okay. Yeah, just completely understeered off the corner and let the iRacing contact medal do the rest. Yeah, Hammer 3.1, which, funny enough, he has not extended one little bit since the battling. So it goes to show what...
But then Hammer sort of does that, doesn't he? He wins at the slowest speed possible, apart from last week. But like most other weeks, he usually only wins by a second or bit, or so.
I've noticed that as well. He doesn't overdrive the car if it doesn't need overdriving, that's for sure.
Jason Brooks in chat, this is saying, this is why I don't fight while at the front. I always ask other drivers to work together and chase down first place. I do understand that, Jason, and I do agree with that on the vast majority of the time. In official series, I certainly agree with that.
But not short races.
What I would say with this one is that everyone knows how good Hammer is. If Hammer's in the lead, you're sort of already giving up on winning. Of course, if you're in second place, you're going to keep him honest, but you're not expecting to catch Hammer in that scenario. So I think that's part of the reason why the drivers were fighting so hard, because they sort of realised that second place was as high as they were going to get after turn 1.
Plus, I think critical fact of racing is not showing signs of weakness. Oh, as Robert Van Horn gets a little bit squirmy there, trying to defend from Passoni. But yeah, it's signs of weakness. If you start asking people to work with you, you're showing you're showing a sign of weakness, which you do not want to show on track. I always feel.
Is camaraderie, is teamwork weakness?
No, but they're not your teammates. You're just it's almost like you're saying, look,
Maybe-
now I see,
I think you're breaking alliances. I think it's worth making alliances. I mean,
I'm not saying I won't make alliances, but I work with someone, but I'm never asking, ever. If you leave
Well, I'm
gaps,
not,
if
but-
you're seen to leave a gap to let someone by, again, the guy behind is like, okay, I'm just going to send this guy because he's going to leave space. You got to be, like, I always think acting crazy but driving sensible is a good balance to find.
sure. Yeah.
Because if you know, like when you see an idiot in T1 and T2, you mentally tell yourself, all right, stay away from that guy. Even if half an hour later he's been driving sensible, in somewhere in your mind you've said, look, don't go near that guy.
Yeah. I sort of get that. Maybe I think too much of other people. Jason Brooks confirming he is fast as hell. Super
He
fast.
is, yeah.
Superhuman fast. He is very good. But Hammer, he's now 4 seconds ahead, so he is still extending that lead. He was 0.8 of a second faster than pretty much everyone else on that last lap.
Oh, as Luke Swan's dropping.
We can just a reminder once again about Racing Unleashed coming up in a week's time. Well, pre-qualifying actually starts tomorrow, but you can sign up now over at apexracingleague.com. And of course, this is GT3 cars at Daytona, but with an elimination format. So we eliminate 2 drivers on each lap. And we do that twice. The second race has a reverse grid, which means that drivers are going to have to be making their way up through the order with the cuts getting ominously closer to them. They got to keep on gaining place in order to avoid the cut. Should be a really cool event. A free entry, and you could win 200 euros. So do check out apexracingleague.com, where you can also sign up for this series and the Apex Racing League Sports Car series as well.
200 euros, that's basically £200 nowadays with the economy.
Oh, yeah. We're getting into political satire.
Yeah, sorry, back to racing. So Robert Van Horn sitting P7, which would be P1 in the B final, but obviously he'd rather see himself into the A final with just a position. But I mean, everyone in front of him is certainly fast, and Robert's going to be fully aware of the position that he's up 5, and he's got Lane behind him.
I mean, at this point, I'd be Oh, well, actually, is this the last lap? Is this the last lap?
Yeah, and Robert's just blown the corner. I don't even think he has enough to hold the inside.
So Philip Hammer is going to win another race. He remains unbeaten. And this would be the points that he needs to take the championship lead. Incredible stuff. Once again, from the Impulse Racing driver, he gets it. He is going to get 7th place, though. Van Horn is still holding on against Lane, but Lane is closing in these closing stages.
God.
And here comes Lane. I think Van Horn's going to win. He is going to get it.
I wonder how Van Horn ended up on the left. Why would you... There's no way he chose the left out of that, because he had first dibs. Unless he just didn't pick far enough right. That's something people come across at Sebring at Sunset, because you move over, but there's always that extra, you know, near the wall.
Well, unfortunately, we didn't quite get the refill because everyone finished the race so quick. So we'll go into the grid then for race 2. And it's
Straight
Corey
into the grid,
Lazarus who is on pole position. Destraz in 2nd place. Then it says Forsland, top of the AM drivers. Great opportunity for Forsland here.
Yep.
Dimbelow, who was very strong last time out. Parker, Bernand, Meyenborg, Richard, Pedersen of the Rasmus variety, Luritzen, Horn, Senna, and is there one more? Swan. Oh, no, so not Swan. Veselek. Veselek in 13th. Watch out for Veselek. Wouldn't be surprised if he gained a few places. So he still has yet to get on the grid. Jason Brooks asking, did you say I can race in here? Yes, you can, Jason. Go to apexracingleague.com and put your name down for the remaining rounds. Still got 5 more rounds to go after this, so certainly you'd be very welcome to race, Jason. So here come the lights. 5 of them, illuminating the circuits. And Corey Lazarus gets us
P2
away. A fantastic start for Destraz. Really quick to react, but it wasn't the best launch ever. And I think Lazarus might just survive this onslaught into T1. Dimbelow already ahead of Forsland for P3. Dimbelow even looking to perhaps get into the top 2 as they go into the first corner on
starting
lap
P2 on standing start does not help at Sebring. Look, we've seen it again and again and again. He had the best launch of all of them there, P3. And that happened in the last race.
Yeah.
Same situation. It's just there's not you're just forced to take an awkward entry into 1, then be on the wrong line in 2.
Yeah, he almost got too good a start. Had to take that wide
Yeah.
line, and that has enabled Dimbolo to pick ahead. And it is now Lazarus, Dimbolo, Destraz, Forsland. Those top 4 pretty comfortable, but not anymore for Destraz, who has made a very similar mistake to what we saw for the North Sim Racing driver earlier on, as also spinning around is Forsland and Parker. Terrible start for Forsland. All those 3 drivers were around each other on track. I wonder if maybe they were put off by the late braking of...
Oh, into the back. Was that... Who's Nick? What was that? Pedersen? Oof. 2 people into the back of people there.
Need some big changes. Richard now up 5 places into the top 3.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, we've got a few rear bent Porsches there. I think cold tyres has caught people a cropper in the hairpin. That's what it looked like to me. Dimbolo, considering he came from 4th, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's only 4 tenths off the lead right now from 4th. That's impressive. But then the gaps are huge.
Lazarus needs to win this race in order to keep the championship lead. He would be at best on 2nd place on the grid for the A final.
Yeah, Dimbolo looks like he's got the pace though to really, really mount a charge here. He's held on very well, and maybe he just, maybe just botched his quali, because sometimes we judge their ability and what they could pull off in the race from where they qualified. And his qualification, that was what was it in the main quali? If he was 4th, is that 8th overall? Have I done that math right?
If he qualified 8th, then he would be 4th in this race, yep.
Okay.
So yeah, did qualify in 8th place overall. Lazarus keeping slightly arm's length away, 9 tenths of a second the gap. Banan being kept very honest by Meinborg. Not far behind Richard, however. And then it's Rasmus Pedersen in that top 6. Veselek, who had a never qualifying. But he's up there in 7th place. Senna having a fantastic race. Up in 8th, he recently overtook Nick Horn. Really mixed up grid, but the likes of Destraz, Force and Parker will all be making their way through.
Destraz is dropping.
Destraz almost got past Horn. Oh, and now Senna's spun in front of them. Horn was able to keep his foot down, moves up to 8th, and Destraz had to back out from attacking Horn. Shame for Senna. That was a bit of a curse.
I think there's oil on the track. I think red flag. Did you answer this question from Jason Brooks? It's any rating, right? You can be 0 rated.
You could be 0 rated. Well, you wouldn't be especially welcome if you were 0 rated, honestly. All those 60 rated drivers out there. But yeah, you're fine to answer. We're welcome to everyone.
But now we're curious what your rating is.
Yeah. If it's more than 200, you're welcome.
No.
If it's less than 200, then say, yeah, it's not for you.
No, Sam, I don't speak for Apex, but Sam is wrong. You're still welcome.
I mean, do you really want someone who's 200 rating?
Correct. We
Are
do,
getting
yeah, of
double
course.
laps.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
If they're 200 rated, then leagues is all they have left.
Sure. Distress did eventually get past Horn. Also earlier on this lap, Meinborg got past Banan, so Meinborg up into 4th place. And Banan might be losing more places. He's on worryingly close now to the cut. And Pedersen is keeping that 6th place. And Veselek just charging these guys down. From last place on the grid, Veselek, he's 1 place away.
All right, we've got some replays coming in. From the race start, let's see. This is where, I forget the P2 guy now.
Dimbolo.
Yeah. Yeah, really good start. Very clean from both races. Obviously, we saw some... Oh, this is... Bonk. And this is Parker locking up into... Whoa!
Oh, I mean...
He was already spun, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so... And this was the Senna instant, right? Oh.
I mean, almost the exact same, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think all 3 of the spins were the same, just 2 of them unfortunately met with the same spin. Yeah, Banan's working hard to keep this. This is the...
Well, he's already lost out to Pedersen on this lap, so now it's Veselek next.
But this is the pack, right? P6, these 3 people fighting over Who's going to be...
And of course, Distress will be with them as well by the end.
He will indeed.
Jason Brooks, I've only been racing on iRacing for a few months. My iRacing 1,200, but I'm much better than that. I can hold my own against people with 4 and 5k. Well, then you're very welcome, Jason, to join. So we look forward to seeing you on the grid.
Nice, Jason. What do you normally drive?
Race review saying in chat as well, the gap just keeps getting bigger in the front. It's up to 1.25. It is eking out.
Race review is Fennec. Hello. Yes, Lazarus is a fast dude.
Good to see Lazarus back at his best. He was so good in those first 2 rounds. Dominated at Brands Hatch. You haven't seen him win a race since.
Yeah. We get to see Lazarus versus Hammer Time in the A final at this rate. Who was it that got by him at VIR? It was Pedersen, wasn't it? Nikolai.
I think so, yeah. I might be wrong on that. It was him or Distress, someone like that.
Meyenborg's having a good race, right? Up 3, Kevin Richard up 5, but obviously they just capitalised off the start because Weslak's up 6. This will be a dream story from Weslak then. But let's see. That battle between Bernard and Weslak has picked off a little bit. Seems to be less pressure now since Pedersen got by. But you are correct. They all have to worry about Distress coming.
Yeah, he'll certainly be on them by the end of the lap.
Yeah.
We've got one more lap to go after this. It's not a very long lap. It's only a 5. Or it is a very long lap. That's my point. There are only 5 laps.
Yeah, you meant there's not many laps because
not
the lap.
many laps,
Yeah. I gotcha. Not like Brands Hatch.
No. How many was that?
A lot. It was a heat race.
45-second laps, and yeah, we've probably got about 15 of them in.
Is this our first time with a Distress camera? I don't recall the camera before.
So
yeah.
he wasn't around last week, Ilan. So what about sets up that he's got?
No, not at all. Just trying to work out what it is.
I mean, he's got a box in the background. We'd love to know what's in the box. I think that's what the whole nation is.
The box,
asking.
that's a bed, isn't it?
Oh, is it a bed?
Yeah, it's best covers with a blue quilt.
I'm not being very kind, am I?
No, I was just trying to work out what.
I thought that was bubble wrap rather than the quilts.
He's got a DDU, what looks like a QC1 quick release. I'm going to say that's a cube control. I'm not sure if it's his gloves that are giving off the blue colour or the front of the wheel.
I mean, if he doesn't have a cube control wheel, then he could potentially get one from ApexRacingSim.com, of course.
Correct, yes.
Because on ApexRacingSim.com, we are selling cube control equipment, VRS equipment, and Huizenveld engineering equipment. So do check out ApexRacingSim.com in order to get yourself the very best in sim racing hardware.
Yep. Race review, so I think there were some heroics in the last few minutes of the race. No, top 6 is what they're after. Top 6 gets you through to the A final. So risking falling into the B final would not be high on the menu. He is sleeping in that box, Sam, says Robert.
Hey, I sleep in a box as well. I mean, I'm not complaining whatsoever, you know? I came from humble beginnings, so that's fine if he wants to do that. It's down to 7/10 now. Yeah. It's not really any more overtaking places. Well, there's not really any obvious overtaking places here at Sebring, but certainly the rest of the lap, the opportunities are running out.
And obviously good luck Robert Van Horn, who'll be starting pole in the B final.
Of course.
After that excellent... What was the gap? 0.0... Was it less than a 10th?
Yeah, half a 10th, I think. So, less than a second still. Is there going to be any changes behind us? Jazz still missing out Banan. Bezalek in that 8th position. It looks like this is going to be our top 6. And at the head of that 6 is Corey Lazarus, who's had a bit of a torrid April, it must be said, in the series. But that is much more like it from him. He wins his heat, his Dimbelow in second place. Richard with a fantastic third. Meyerborg with fourth. Pedersen top of the AMS in fifth. He beats Bernand, who holds on. Destras will be surely the favourite of anyone to get into the A final with a very strong result there after an early off. And the likes of Veselek will have to make their way through as well later on.
So we're moving into the B final now, which is the bottom 6 from both heats. So Pole will be the first heat 7th place finisher.
Yeah.
Easy to remember.
Who's that doing some...
Doing burnouts at the end of a heat. I'm always nervous. Right, the thing got me nervous with the iRacing system is the transfer between heats to the finals. If you pick up a black flag after the line...
So this happened to me when I won the Apex Racing League Super Trucks title. At Alton Park, you got the jump.
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah.
And I got disqualified from the race.
Yeah.
I lost my points.
Bathurst, we had people, an event I set up where people were getting black flags at the end of a heat, and then that was nuking their position for the next round.
Sure.
Like they were actually being dropped to the back, and they were like, "What's happening?" I'm like, "What do you want me to do? You got a black flag from iRacing."
So 14-minute B final coming up. There were the results from Heat 2. And we'll go through the grid for the B final with the drivers currently gridding up. And there it is. Nick Kirsten starting in 5th position. Babel and Horn in 1st position. Destras and Destras and Lani very confident they're going to make it through. Frankly, Van Horn I think will get through as well. But Veselek, Kirstens and Forsen will keep them honest. So too Bremer and Parker. And Swan is a really strong top 9 this. Dennis Luritzen, Heritage, Senna, Verm, Horn, and Borton Turner.
What a team on pole, though. That's my final comments. Hello, Paul in chat. Hope you're well, mate. Nice to see you.
For you, this is the real race, isn't it?
This is the A final, yeah, correct. And Robert's going to win it easy, mate.
So let's see if he can hold on. Robert Van Horn's got some quick drives behind him. A couple of pros in the form of Destras and Lane. Let's see if pole position can get away well again as we launch away. It looks like a pretty good start for pretty much everyone in the first couple of rows. And Van Horn is holding on, trying to get into single file. Van Horn covering off the inside all the way to the wall almost. They're going to be really slow on that inside. But Van Horn has done enough to hold on at least for the first corner. Destras still attacking, and here comes Destras on the inside for turn 2. Van Horn trying to hold on as best he possibly can, but he has got past, and now a little bit of contact might mean that he gets swallowed up by the opposition. He's defending in every corner at the moment, is the Dutch driver, but it's Destras leading Van Horn and Lane. Yeah,
Destras needed to do that to hold off. He knows his competition's Lane, and Lane said practice all day with his overtakes, up 6 or 7 on the last race.
And Van... 3 different lines going in?
Yeah, 3 different lines. They weren't side by side, but all different lines. If I was Robert, I would just hold on to the back of Destras here.
Nick Horn was going off into Narnia in the background, and here comes Van Horn, really attacking hard. He's got his nose ahead. Ooh. He's going to try to go back for the lead, but he's gone too far, and it's a very easy corner to overshoot it, and Van Horn's chances of getting into the A final are surely dashed with that mistake. And we are left with Destras, Lane, and now Kirstens in the top 3.
We've lost someone on lap 1 at that corner. At least one every race so far. Always on the first lap. Yeah, Robert's going to rue fighting Destras, because Destras was always going to get this job done. So the better part was, keeping that gap between Destras and Lane would have been great, but Lane was always going to be getting through as well. And holding on to the back of them two would have been, I think he would have held off Kirstens.
Paul Lang in chat, very pleased to have you around, Paul. Can't remember if you ever did some races in this series, Paul.
He did the... See, I know more than you because I was there.
Well, he did GT3 Trophy.
Correct,
I'm not sure if he done Porsche Cup.
He was very strong in GT3.
Very strong. I think did very well at this round as well. It's the season finale, and him and his teammates
and actually,
1, 2, 3.
I'm useless at preparation and everything, right? I'm absolutely useless. The amount of times I'd be DMing Paul at the 9th hour, like, mate, send us a doc. Yeah. And he'd be like, here you go, here's my Lambo set. Just, don't share it. Thank you. And yeah, so thank you, Paul.
Ooh, something's happened to Swan and Parker. That is a shame because they actually had a chance at catching up. And they're still together.
Wow.
Oh, come on, guys.
Wow.
Be nice. Parker ahead of Swan after all that. That really was a mess. And it means that Heritage is up to P6.
Paul in chat confirming did season 3 of Pick Up in AM.
Aha. Yeah, I think I remember. Oh no. Something's happened to Distraz and Lane now.
Oh no.
So Kirsten's leads. It's a Simrace Sweden 1-2, just as we had in the B final back at Zolder as well.
Wait, I saw Lane rejoin on the far side there.
I mean,
Distraz with a bad rejoin as well, so hopefully that doesn't affect anyone, because otherwise he's going to have problems coming his way.
all of a sudden Parker might be thinking, hang on, I can get through. Not anymore, because he's gone on to Senna, and everyone's involved in that one. Swan and Parker colliding for the second time on this lap.
I don't understand. Who was that came in sideways? The green
Swan.
car. It was Swan. So Robert Van Horn and...
Oh, Senna's fun.
Right, has Senna got a rear wing? Ooh. I feel like Senna's got damage, man. That's like 3 corners in a row. He's done a 360, a 180 at least. Right, let's see if it's calmed down now. Kirsten's has got this in the bag.
I was so... Oh, no. And Lane's binned it. Hard into the wall.
There's oil on the track, I swear. Red flag.
Oh, I think there's grass on the side of the track. That's what let Lane down there. He was using too much of it. But all 3 Simray Sweden cars might get through here.
Yeah.
Berm in 3rd place. Here comes Forsland. He's being chased by Heritage. But
I wanna know-
Forsland's had issues himself.
I want to know what happened to Lane and...
Well, we just... Oh, yeah. Yeah, they crashed
Lane
at the
and-
hairpin.
who am I
in
thinking
some
of?
way.
Distraz, Lane and Distraz, because they had P1 and P2 in the bag.
Yeah, but they were very close to one another. They did definitely clash into one another. But yeah, crazy B finalists.
Yeah, crazy.
I was so
Because they're
certain that-
fighting over top 3, right?
Yeah.
And yet, Kirsten's is now... Yes, this is crazy, because Bremer and Worm didn't have a chance. They were... they're like 5 positions off getting through, I think. Because we've lost Van Horn, we've lost Lane, we've lost Distraz.
We lost Swan.
Swan.
We lost Parker.
Yeah. I mean, even Robert Van Horn's up to P8, and he was first down to last, back up to P8. So this has been an absolute crazy B final.
Yeah, Thomas Firm started 13th in this race. He's up into the top 3.
Do we think Forsland can catch Worm? That's probably the biggest question right now. He's got space behind from Heritage. Can he catch Worm?
I think before this race, given that scenario, I would have said yes. But, I mean, Firm's pace looks very good.
Oh, the webcam's not black, but it is, how do you say, sideways.
He's got strong core muscles, hasn't he, to hold that posture, as Matowitz, and that's some like extreme cardio, right there, to be driving at 60 degrees. Destraz getting ahead of Loritzen.
Yeah, Distraz, hopefully his rejoin's okay. Hopefully it was just a bump and nothing comes with more of it. It wasn't the best.
Wouldn't be shocked if Destraz still gets through. He'll pass Heritage.
Wait, you think he can pick Worm off?
Yeah.
Oh, this race is a little longer than the heats, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It's deceivingly long.
Yeah, I'm forgetting. Yeah, let's see.
By the way, Paul... there was another change, sorry. Oh, Van Horn's gone back to the pit. So 4 retirees. It's a high attrition rate in this B final.
As indeed.
Paul Lang in chat, I remember, Paul, you stole a race winner against me at Mosport, I think, in this series in Season 3. I finished 2nd place behind Paul. Very close race. Unfortunately, Paul's got a lot better since then, and I have not.
Yeah, Paul's got a lot better. He's always been good, but I'd say the last year and a half he's gone... he's disappeared from my radar and gone onto another planet.
Yeah. Oh, wide for Heritage. So Destraz gets up to P5. That was much easier than what he was fearing. So he's now got 3.3 seconds to catch. He will do it. He's going to do it. Destraz is going to get through. I would... If this was bet 365, I think he'd be gaming, 70% odds on going through. We have got some more replays.
Okay, yeah, some replays. We've got the race start. We've got So Van Horn defended very tight, which cost him a lot of speed on exit, which cost him the switchback. He held it tight. He did really well to come out of this not third, because obviously his tight line here, I think without that bump, he would have been P3, because he'd have never got over to the left in time. So well done there.
So this is where he just goes straight on.
Yeah, he's going to rue not following. Distress was always going to win this race. Well, not in the end.
So that's Parker on the inside. To me, that looks like Parker did understeer a bit.
Yeah, but he had no room.
Oh, that's Lani into the back of Distress. Absolutely pointless, that Lani. And Kirsten's just drove straight through. So Swan went into the back of Parker that time. And Senna was an instant victim.
Yeah, indeed.
And then Lani just took too much grass. And the other cars did well to avoid.
Yes, did very well.
Versus Forsen. If Forsen's going to get through this B final, he's got to overtake now. And I think that's what he's going to do. Because Verm's taking a wider line. He's not fighting this one. And Forsen will move up into P3 as he got it stopped. It is a Sim Race Sweden 1, 2, 3. But
yeah, that's what you said.
Destras is now just 1.6 seconds behind them, and they've got 2.5 laps to go.
Yeah, let's see. He's got to pass Worm yet, and then yeah, I mean yeah, let's see. But I think Forsen will have the pace to hold him off. I really do.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Distress is quicker, but I don't think there's enough.
Let us know in chat where you are leaning. I'm leaning on the side of Destras. Boxbed, maybe we'll start calling him. And Forsland, I think, might just miss out.
Yeah, really good battle in there. At the start of the race, obviously it got a bit feisty later on. But yeah, I cannot believe how many people have blown their opportunities here. Kirsten's is bemused how he's leading this race.
Yeah, that is true. So, yeah, we've got 2 more laps to go now. We won't quite edge in the 3rd lap. Won't be a long way away from it, but yeah, we will just miss out on it. And Verm still holding on to that P4. He's actually had a decent lap now as Verm since Forsland overtook him. Do you sometimes see that from the drivers? And just to remind as well, after this broadcast is complete at around 10 o'clock UK time, that's 11 o'clock European time, we will be hosting the late Apex. We'll be discussing more updates when it comes to F1 24. Also, the Nords coming to ACC console as well very soon. And many other updates as well when it comes to the world of sim racing. Got our favourite feature as well, which is Silly Rigs as well, which is coming back for this week. So do check that out, the late Apex from 10 o'clock UK time, that is.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We've got a lot to talk about. It's never been a dead week on the podcast, has it? Well, 1 week was a quiet week for sure.
We have a couple of quiet weeks. I'd say this is a middling week, maybe slightly lower end week, I think. But we have been spoiled on a few of the weeks. Verm then, still 7/10 of a second behind. I mean, actually Bremer started dropping back into these guys. I think Bremer made a mistake on this lap. And it has left him a little bit vulnerable now. He should still be alright, but the second place man making a bit of a mistake. Unless he's trying to help out his teammates somehow. Not quite sure how he would be doing that by dropping so much time, but he's still dropping time as Bremer. It's very slow currently in P2. Not sure what's going on there. Here comes Distress though. Berm did not fight Forsland at all, really. I don't think he's going to be fighting Destraz any harder. Anyway, through at Sunset Bend, no, he's going to have to wait till turn 1 at the earliest.
Yeah, see, I don't think we can get this done.
I mean, now I'm leaning on your side.
Yeah, I mean, Forston's He's fast. He's fast enough. And I'm maybe suspecting a little bit of damage from Distress. Because he does seem to be struggling to get past Worm. I agreed he would have cleared Worm. Verm. Is it Verm?
Oh, I say Verm, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I'd rather be your level of knowing what to talk about than mine.
Sure.
Oh,
Here
lovely move.
So, half a lap to make up. 1.8 seconds. I don't think it's going to happen
No.
for Elan Distress. Unless Bremer has a serious issue. Bremer lost on that last lap 2 seconds to the cars behind. But I think maybe he was dropping back to give Forsland a bit of draft. Looks like Forsland is going to be safe either way. Would be the first 1-2-3 we've had this season.
Yeah, there is a lot. There is a good amount of draft in these P-Cups compared to GT3. GT3 at this track is really hard. Really hard to pass here. Just looking at those numbers. Yeah, I mean, Bremer is really helping him out here. Because now even if Distress catches up, passing is another... No, it's just not. It just doesn't have the time left.
So you just need to execute these last couple of corners now to the Simray Sweden boys. Kirsten's already celebrating. They might even try to do something for the photos here.
No.
Kirsten's drops back.
Don't be stupid, guys.
Well, if they block the entire circuit, no one can get past, right? So here he comes. Kirsten's up 4 places. Everyone fell off in front of him. And it's going to be a nice win for Nick Kirsten. Simray Sweden Esports 1. It'll be a Simray Sweden Esports 2 and 3 as well. Bremer and Forsland survived the onslaught from Distress, who frustratingly misses out. Him, Lane and Parker, the 3 pros that will not be present in the A final.
I can't believe the way Lane went out after such an impressive last race. Dropping it on the grass by an inch and,
and
face planting the wall.
Half a lap before that.
Yeah.
Locking up and wiping out the race leader as well.
That, yes, correct. Not his best day. So progressing now to the A final, we get to see Philip Hammer do his thing, do we think? He's good at starts. He's definitely going to have that inside line and a good exit on T1. Get T2 hooked up. As long as he gets through the hairpin okay, I think he's going to be absolutely fine.
We've still not seen second place take the lead at turn 1, I think, this season. Still don't think it's happened. So it is always a little bit of a curse, is that position. So I doubt he's going to be under too much pressure into T1. And yeah, like his stats have been really solid. There's not really a weakness for Philip Hammer. I mean, we haven't had to see his racecraft so much this season. That's the only question mark.
He has one weakness, but it's not that exploitable. He takes it very gentle on lap 1. Lap 1 and 2 and 3. If you send it, he probably won't even defend. He is focusing really hard on his tyres.
Yeah, it's a weakness, but
it's a strength. Yes, correct. Yeah, because if you go full yeet and start sending Philip and fighting like that, then tail end of the race, he's going to have a super advantage.
There are the results for the B final. Kirsten's Bremer, Forsland, Distress misses out. Verm, frustrating for him, but I think he maximised that one. Maybe had he had a better heat race, he would have been further up the grid and maybe would have had a better chance, but I think that race pretty much went as well as Verm could have hoped. Good result for Tom Heritage as well, actually, to be fair, in P6 to make as many places up as he did. So yeah, nice effort from all of those drivers. Of course, those top 3 will take 13th, 14th and 15th on the grid.
So is there a warm-up gap in between now?
There is 3 minutes, of which we have 2.5 minutes left. And most drivers are out on circuit. Pedersen, Richard, Meinborg, Bernand and many others. I'm still waiting for it to get darker. It almost feels like it's got darker as the race going on, but it is static time of day. But to be fair, if it did go darker here, it wouldn't be too bad. The track lighting's pretty good.
I've never thought to ask. When you speed up the session time, let's say 8 times, with rain, does that mean the rain comes and goes 8 times quicker?
I thought you were going to say, does the rain fall 8 times
No, it doesn't
quicker?
fall 8 times quicker, but does it come and go 8 times as fast? Because sure it does, right? If it's a forecasted on time.
I reckon so, yeah.
That might be a bit weird, right?
I can't remember the last time I accelerated time, though. It's not really a function people use in iRacing, is it?
But we should accelerate time with up and down weather patterns, man. This rain dry, yeah. Day, night, downpour, dry, day, night. I think it would be great.
Yeah.
A whole league event around that.
Because then it would be a question of, do you stay on the dry tyres when it's raining, when you know it's going to stop raining in 10 minutes' time?
Yeah, mate, it's brilliant. I think chat will agree with me. We need a whole event based around that idea. Yeah. Especially if we pick a car that doesn't have headlights. Because you ain't got to survive long. Because you know the sun's going to come up in about half a lap.
You can't see, but come on.
It'd be sunrise in
that long.
40 seconds.
But unfortunately, iRacing maximum speed acceleration time is six times.
Okay.
What's the shortest day we can do? Would it be Rudskogen? Or would it be Knock Hill? I think Rudskogen is the most northern track in iRacing. So I reckon if you put that on like 21st of June, you would, I mean, it doesn't really, I mean, all the Swedes can, or the Norwegians? Where is Rudskogen? Is it Norway? All the Norwegians can let us know how much night you get in the summer. And yeah, that might work in that. Nick Hall, I'm disappointed with his performance. My worst round so far. I did practice. Clearly, just jumping with zero practice is key.
No, it's just...
I agree, Nick. I've had championships like that as well.
This is a top 3 highest caliber track there is because, you know, I would say Le Mans used to be up there, but obviously it's just not an iRacing thing as much anymore. No. But Daytona, Sebring, Road Atlanta, they're probably
even Nords isn't that tough.
Yeah.
You just find your way around Nords. But.
So, Hammer leading Lazarus, Nikolai Pedersen to Joseph Dimbolo, Shayer P5, Kevin Machar with that amazing finish up into P6, Ben Pedersen, Mayenberg 8th, Fiedlak with an up and down event but looking strong, Pedersen, Personi unfortunately had that lock up into the hairpin, followed by Bernard who held on very well, Nick Kirstens who, I can't remember how his race went.
Oh, he won the bean final.
Won the bean final, which puts him, yeah, of course. And then Bremer, Forsland as well. So, yeah. A final time.
15 very strong drivers on the grid then for this A final for round 7 of the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup. Hammer on the pole position, and away we launch. It's a better start for second and third. We might have second take the lead here for the first time this season because Corey Lazarus is absolutely plummeting into turn 1. He's trying to get ahead, and he has got ahead, crucially, of Philip Hammer, whose winning streak may well be coming to an end after that turn 1. Lazarus leads ahead of Hammer, who was able to hold off Nikolai Pedersen, but here comes Pedersen trying to get on the inside, and Hammer might lose another place, and another place. He's down to 4th place as Pedersen goes across the track. He rejoins dangerously and takes off Dimbolo, who cut the circuit, and another driver completely cuts him across. That was that Dimbolo rejoining Shaye spinning off as well, and it has caused a huge change somehow though. Philip Hammer got back up into 2nd place.
Yeah, I think the first off was literally just
and that goes Nikolai Pedersen
every race we've had that. Someone on cold tyres going deep into the hairpin.
Ben Pedersen up 4 places into the rostrum.
Yeah, this gaggle here is going to be very feisty. They're going to be 3 wide for sure.
Is anyone going to make it? We've got a Simray Sweden driver on the inside.
Yoicks. Yep, all through clean.
So Dimbolo somehow 7th place there. He got speared off. I think he was going to hit the wall, but he's doing all right. That's a huge slide for the driver behind him, though, of Rasmus Pedersen.
Yeah, so the first incident with the door banging, that looked fine. He just caught onto the gravel and came back on. I don't know. The Dimbolo one happened too quick. It may have just been that Dimbolo was carrying so much speed that, you know, his angle of trajectory took him off the track and straight back onto the next part, which always looks like a dangerous rejoin, but a little touch in the rear there, forcing Rasmus Pedersen off.
Be a nasty slowdown as well, I would have thought.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't serve it right in the face. Nope, he doesn't. Gets off the line. Very feisty start.
Personi up to 4th. He's absolutely undone the damage of that heat.
Hammer was lucky that all them T2 incidents happened, though, because he could have been P5 coming out of Team 2.
Yeah.
like we mentioned about his tyre preservation, he was nearly, P5.
He was so passive on the brakes into turn 2. And you know, I feel like there's almost a bit of a confidence as well, where he knows that he can bring it back, those positions, if he loses them. But it would have been a tall order. Instead, he's got 4 tenths and a car to overtake to win this race. Ben Pedersen, who has finished 2nd place already this season, back at Hockenheim in race 2. He also might think that a race win could be on here if the top 2 have a collision.
Yeah, Lazarus doing everything he needs. We know Lazarus is fast. Can he hold off Philip Hammer, who, at the end of this lap is going to start coming alive, that's for sure. Always does.
Meinborg just going ahead of Rasmus Pedersen as well. Disappointing start for Meinborg. He would have been in a great place to benefit from that chaos, but he was involved in it as well.
So we'll see what happened to Shire. Was Shire caught up in the Dimbolo rejoin, or was it before that? I lost track.
Did he? I think he spun on the exit of the next corner.
Right.
Not 100% sure on that.
So we got spoiled in Heat 1 with how clean it was. I don't think there was any... Well, in every race, someone's gone deep in the hairpin. There's been one person, at least, every race.
And of course, a reminder that this battle for the lead is the battle for the championship lead as well. Lazarus came into this round 3 points ahead of Hammer. Whoever wins this race will be leading the championship going into the final 5 rounds of the season.
And the iRatings speak for themselves. Lazarus 7.2k, Hammer 6k.
Is Hammer holding people hostage? I've just understood what he means by that. I think it's the webcam thing. I don't think so.
Oh, no. That's definitely a woman in the background because she's leant forward and waved before.
Yeah. Richard up into 10th position. Maybe it's more of an issue for Bremer though. He's just dropped down below Richard and Nikolai Pedersen down into P12.
And Shire's just come into the pits, unfortunately, ending out a horrible day.
Horrible couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Shire.
Yeah, going to be frustrated for sure.
Could have definitely been championship leader with 5 rounds to go. Instead, he's got a big mountain to climb now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got good pace here, and last week obviously was no fault of his own. His force feedback just failed, but yeah, he could have easily come into this championship ahead of Lazarus and Hammer, and with a solid finish here. But that's the way it goes. Seasons are long. Do we think, I'm asking chat and yourself, do you think Lazarus can hold this?
I think he can. I don't think he will.
Very political.
I
thought he wasn't doing political.
I think he will. Right now, yeah, if I was Paddy Power, I'd be giving him a 25% chance of the win. 25% for Lazarus, 70% for Hammer, and 5% for the rest. Personi up to 3rd.
Yeah, I just saw. But he is losing a lot of time. I don't know. All right, we've got some replays. It's going to be fight night. Right, so this is the race start.
Great line from Lazarus.
Lovely line from Lazarus. And then Philip Hammer here. Let's see, taking the... Yeah, he just left the door open and brakes soft. Lost 2 positions. Down to 4th. Picks up a door bang there. P2 and T3 door bang.
Oh, Dimbolo had no chance to avoid.
Dimbolo, that was not...
And actually, he didn't actually hit anyone, did he? And then that was what happened to Shire.
Yeah, Shire's is... Okay, so that was bang from behind.
Oh, that was bad from Pedersen, honestly.
It was bad for Pedersen. And Dimbolo did... Yeah, so Dimbolo's fine. That wasn't a dangerous rejoin. He just has a lot of momentum. Very well done. Yeah, Pedersen caused that from the knock from behind. But what happened to Shire? Oh.
I think that's all right from what Pedersen did.
I wouldn't say that's Shire right now if I was you.
Ah, shame for Pedersen.
There's too many Pedersens, mate. We can't say Pedersen.
Nikolai.
We need like.
We'll just call it.
No.
I mean, I didn't watch Formula One back when Schumachers were driving.
Yeah.
They called them Michael and Ralph.
From now on, Pedersen's are first name only. That we need that league rule.
Sure.
because Pedersen caused a lot of incidents just then, but I'm realising there was 3 of them.
It's like the movie Screaming.
Yeah,
One
exactly.
name, but multiple attackers.
Okay, yeah. I think Hammer's got the pace, but Lazarus has got the skill to hold him off. I think that's the biggest problem you're going to find in this. I don't know where Hammer... Oh! Fiedler not happy with that off. Andy's head shaking. Not happy at all. Sitting P5, though. Still a good result. And a really pretty livery, so... Forsland just got past Nikolai. See, I did it.
Well done.
Thank you.
And Nikolai has just overtaken Forsland.
There you go. We can do this. We can keep this up for a season.
I could change their names in the... Oh, look at that line. Oh, no. Someone's lost it. Oh, no. Oh. No, only 3 drivers were involved. I thought it was going to be 4 there. I'll take that.
Who was that? And yes, I like the name and shame game. Who was the man who did not hold... Oh, okay, carry on. Sorry.
I think we might get an instant replay. Oof. So Bremer was one of them involved. Oh, so Bremer's going to come across this one. Oh, hang on. Was it a Simmer Sweden driver who was spinning? Oh, it was a Simmer Sweden car. Bremer. No. Oh, so Bremer hit his own teammate.
Oh.
Forsland was the one who spun, and Bremer went into him.
Right. Ouch. But yeah, someone didn't hold their brakes and wiped...
But also Richard was involved, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, was mine... What did Mineball get hit? Or did he get... I think Mineball got through.
Oh, 3D curbs.
And through the other. Nice one.
Wow. Oof. All right.
Glim BT in chat complained that I'm staying on the fence too much. Feel free to ask me any questions, Glenn, and I'll try to be more decisive the next time on that one. And Nick Horn in chat. Oh, I think we were all right. So I just saw Ben Pedersen.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
For a moment, but I think he's all right. Is Ben Pedersen, and we will be getting you images of that in just a moment. But yeah, Nick Horn confirming that. Of course, Lazarus is going to have to defend like a lion in order to hold on to the race lead. And we will just get those images back in just a moment. But Lazarus still holding on to the race lead at the moment, ahead of Hammer. And these guys. He's still right on their tail. And could genuinely win this race. Imagine if Personi won from, what? 10th on the grid?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be impressive.
Because he is catching these drivers. But I'm not sure if he'll be able to overtake both of them. I think you'll have to rely on them colliding. But yeah, Hammer's been so passive so far this season. And yeah, I feel like he's sort of got to bite the bullet fairly soon here.
No, I mean, if he's smart, this is how you win championships. Sometimes you sometimes you finish P2.
I understand to finish P2 against some drivers, but Lazarus is the championship leader. Like, he's losing points if it ends like this.
True.
But I would agree in a sense of, I think even if Lazarus wins this race, I'd back Hammer to take the lead of the championship in the next race.
Yeah.
Because he's dominated the first 4 rounds he's taken part in so much that you think he's going to get the championship anyway.
Okay, so let's apprise ourselves. So Lazarus in the lead, Hammer about 2-3 tenths off, and Personi doing great. They're up 2 positions, a second off. Destraz, Fiedelac, Dimbalo, Banan, Kirstens, Nikolai, Mayenberg. All right, we seem to have everything up and running. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Lazarus is doing everything he needs to do. And obviously this race is a little bit longer than all the races, right? This is 18, B final 14, and the heats are 11 or...
Sorry, I've just seen that Ben Pedersen did have an issue. So I don't think we saw that before. Yeah, Ben Pedersen's out, isn't he? Gosh, that's quite a change.
And that's P2 in the AMS, isn't he?
Well, in the championship.
Championship.
P1 in
Oh,
the
P1.
AMS, yeah. And I think I said Kirstens was going to win the AMS earlier on.
You did.
So
Yep.
I might be on for something here.
That's crazy.
I can't remember who I did. I put it, but
I picked Shayer for the win.
Did I go for Distraz or something? Said something silly like that. That's. I don't think my pro pick is going to win, but my AM pick might win because he's only quarter of a second behind Benand as it stands. So both race leads very much alive. Imagine if Personi won on debut. Not many ARL drivers have done that, especially mid-season.
Oh, of course, he's the replacement for I can't remember the name.
Stromeri.
Stromeri, that's it. Yeah, Nikolai is Nikolai, Kirstens, Nand. Yeah, this is going to be close.
I think Dimbalow's done really well as well. Cassini was wiped out earlier on. I thought his race was going to be over, and then he rejoins. Looks like he's going to take out 3 or 4 drivers. Fortunately, misses most people, and now he's only, what, 4 seconds off the lead?
Yeah. See, that was the thing. Dimbalow's and Shayer's, they were both small taps that had major consequences, unfortunately. Yeah, it did look like Dimbalow had a crazy bad rejoin, but it wasn't at all. Okay, some replays coming in.
So this is Nikolai again. And then that's the... I mean, Richard's... That was just Richard's fault. And then he sort of gets a bit of karma.
Oof.
And maybe Simray Sweden getting a bit of karma after their good fortune in the B final earlier on. 2 of them getting wiped out in the A final. Oh, that's a... I mean...
Wow.
He'll be annoyed. That's such a
You have to be
mistake.
real. Obviously, he's got skill. If you're that... You know, you're eyeballing the corner so much that you're not looking forward.
That's a really good point. Yeah, that's probably what he's doing. That he's not looking
Correct, yeah.
where he's driving.
It's that little extruded part of the wall. Yeah, I've done it in practice before. I mean, we see it all the time with netcode, but to actually do it.
Guaranteed he will never make that mistake ever again.
No. But no, that is a good skill to have and takes time to develop, to not be looking down the sights, but eyeballing apexes and the future corners and how to land your car. It's a skill that takes a long time to develop.
It is crazy. You see drivers when they're going through like a complex of corners and they're on the entry of one corner and they're looking at the next corner. That's like a crucial part of skill, and it's a good thing to practice if you want to get better. That's a very simple thing that you can practice.
I heard a quote yesterday that I've been keeping in my head. Driving subconscious is 50 times faster than conscious.
Oh my
Almost.
goodness! How on earth did they get through there? And Pedersen's not going. Oh, he has made the corner.
No, but he's going to be slow off.
He's
Really
gonna be
slow
very
off.
slow off. But I mean, he was just trying to avoid that. I think was Pedersen. That was crazy. That was a slowdown then for.
Well, Pedersen's feisty.
So Fiedlak had a slowdown, didn't serve it well. Dimbalow got past, Banan got past, and Pedersen had to, absolutely scoot him by. And then, Kirstens wasn't able to get past. So Banan with quite a comfortable lead in the AMS now. So what was the quote you were saying?
Subconscious driving is 50 times faster than conscious driving.
Sure. Okay.
When you're not, if you're having to use your main focus for the corners and the braking and all that, you're going to be a lot slower than if you're just able to have all that brain power left over for everything else.
Oh, slide. That could be crucial. And it might even leave him vulnerable from Personi.
I think it will, yeah.
He is catching him up. He's going to be at least able to get alongside. They move on to the white flag lap. And Philip Hammer's dominance of the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup may well be coming to an end right in front of our eyes, as Personi on his debut goes all the way around the outside. And that is a lovely move to move up into second position for North Sim Racing. Lazarus leads them by 1.2 seconds, and Hammer at best will finish in P2.
I can't believe he did that. Hammer does seem very passive in 1 and 2. Very passive. like very good on the tyres.
Pesani's going to have to go defensive again.
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, he's almost got round there as well as Hammer. He will have maybe a chance into sunset.
So the fastest driver on the grid down to P3 on white flag.
Just a bad start, wasn't it? All came down to that start.
Yep. Like I said, he may have the pace over Lazarus, but you're not getting past him.
No.
Not unless Lazarus makes a mistake. That's the problem. Can we see the side of Philip Hammer we've never had to see? Him getting a bit feisty, using up those tyres.
Well, he's going to have a chance into the complex coming up.
Yeah, go to the left. I assume you'll never go to the right. Yeah. Try and get the other guy offline.
Oh, he's going to go all the way around the outside. Is he going to have enough space there?
And the 3D curves, that just is not happening.
No, he couldn't take too much of those curves.
This would be a good battle, though. This would be like a repeat of the Robert Van Horn battle in the heat race that we watched.
Did you take the customary bike line on the back straight?
Are you allowed to move that many times?
Moving a lot. Moving again. And that could well get some investigation from the stewards. But Hammer's going to try to get second place on track, regardless of what they rule on that movement.
You'll never get it around the outside.
Lazarus is going to win for the third time this season. It's going to be almost a dead heat. For second, Pesoni does get it. Hammer finishes in third position. His winning streak is over. I'm not sure Pesoni will necessarily keep that because that was some aggressive weaving at the end. Bernand wins in the amateur category. It was Kirsten's in second place and, Pedersen, Rasmus Pedersen in 10th position and third place in the AMS. And I think that was probably the best day final we've had all season long. And Corey Lazarus crucially gets a race win and crucially holds on to the championship lead.
Yeah. Ooh. A little bit of a ram there at the end.
I don't know what Rasmus.
I don't know.
Think to be annoyed at, but
I fully agree though. Weaving's one thing. That's a technicality in the rules. Weaving's okay.
So the rule is in the rules, I think, that you're not allowed to weave if a driver is within one car length of you.
Oh, he was bumper and he was weaving, but it wasn't just the weaving.
It was the last block.
Yeah, he had already moved 3 or 4 times, and then he moved again in the braking zone, and it was only Philip Hammer's avoidance that they ended up both not dying.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think
great finish though, but yeah, we'll let the stewards decide how it finished.
Really,
let's not forget Corey Lazarus with the win. Great start, great control. But yeah, I thought Corey Lazarus, standout driver of the day, as they say in Formula One.
Yeah, it's a bit of a silly one, isn't it? When I think we should have most entertaining driver of the day.
Most entertaining driver of the day.
Andrea Pesoni? I'd say so.
After that finish.
He's given us a minute of talking about the rules.
I'm going to go with... I think Bernand...
I don't think we saw a whole lot of Bernand, though, in the A final. Though.
Not in the A final, no, but no, he was in a different class. But I thought in these heat, he did brilliantly.
Well, there are the results of the finishing order, at least, not necessarily in entertainment order. Lazarus wins, 1.7 seconds ahead of Pesoni. It was down to 100th of a second to Hammer, who very nearly made it round the extended route of Sunset Bend. Then it was Joseph Dimbelow. Anthony Bernand was top of the AMS. Then it was Fiedelac, Kirstens, Nikolai, Meyenborg, Rasmus, Bremer, Richard, Forsland, Ben, and Shire in 15th place. What disappointment for those bottom two. They'll be guts with that. 2 of our championship contenders in their respective classes, and neither of them scoring many points with that result. We will go to a quick advert, but when we're back, we'll have a chat with a few of our drivers. Welcome back to the Apex Racing TV esports studio. We've just seen probably the best A final of the season, controversial end, and we'll have a chat with a few of our drivers as to what they thought of the action. I think first up, I would like to have a chat with Nick Kirstens, who we have now dragged into the commentary voice thing that we use. Nick, congratulations. In qualifying, we were trying to go for edgy picks when it comes to who's going to win in the AMs, and you were my pick, and you very nearly delivered on that.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect it myself, as I dropped it in the first heat. But then I could recover in the B final and then in the A final, so I'm pretty happy with the P2 result.
Absolutely. I mean, that B final in particular was pretty crazy. You were able to, I think you were in third place, weren't you? And then Lane missed his braking, and all of a sudden
took
you
out
were
the other,
comfortably in the lead.
Yep. Yeah, no, he pretty much drove him off, if I can say it like that. But the lockup can always happen in the hairpin there. It's pretty tricky sometimes on the braking, especially after some laps of hard racing, which they've done. But it resulted in a good place for me, so I'm happy.
Absolutely. And it must have been satisfying as well to get that 1-2-3 for Sim Race Sweden. It's not every day that you manage to achieve that.
Yep, I've already made the pictures in iRacing, so they're gonna be up on Instagram in the next couple of days, I hope.
Nice one. I was speculating that you might drop back on the last lap in order to make the pictures even better, but I think you did the right thing, keeping your foot down and making 100% sure that you all got through. It seemed like a fun A final as well, actually. I mean, you were battling with feed lag near the end. He got a slowdown, didn't he? But you were right on the tail of Bernard. It seemed to be tricky, though, to overtake amongst you guys.
Well, the thing is, Bernard, I tried to overtake Bernard in the hairpin, and then he just moved in the braking, which nearly made me lock up. So he's done it before as well, like 1 or 2 laps before. So I'm not really happy with how he's driving. But it can happen. And then when Filag returned onto the circuit, he blocked the first guy, which was Nikolai Peterson, and then he moved straight back to the racing line whilst in the braking zone to block me, which I'm also not pretty happy with. But it was, I made it through, and it was quite hard racing, but I like hard racing, so it was fun.
Definitely, yeah. It looked really intense from you guys, and yeah, there was some tight moments that we saw on the broadcast when those slowdowns were being served. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
My teammates for doing an amazing result today. We were a bit off pace on practice, so we didn't know where we'd end up, but we ended up pretty good, I'd say.
Absolutely, yeah, some good points, and of course in the team's championship that's really going to help you guys out, so congratulations on that, and we'll see you back for next week's round.
Bathurst.
Yep.
Bathurst.
Gets it to whisper into his ear.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, and yeah, see you next time.
Bye bye, see you next time.
Awesome. So that was Nick Kirstens for Sim Race Sweden Esports, 2nd place in the amateurs tonight, 7th place overall. I think his best result of the season.
So I get to interview the legend that is Kevin Richard.
You do.
Excellent. Hey, Kev, can you hear me okay, mate? I say that. Kev, can you hear me all right?
Hello.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Pretty fine.
Tough race. Is this was you doing the officials here this week?
Yeah. I was on officials on Sebring with the Porsche Cup. The last one was the last race from this evening was very tough, but the first one was pretty cool, and I was very happy to be in the third spot. So.
Yeah.
Overall,
I'm trying to remember. It was up like 5 positions in your heat race.
yeah, I think it's that started 8th, I think, and there was a bit of a mess at the hairpin.
Yeah.
So I just sneaked up, and it was good.
Yeah, excellent. The A final, there was some trouble. You got caught up in the S's, if I remember rightly. It all happened a bit quick for me to see you live, but talk me through what happened.
There was a bit of beef between Nikolai Pedersen and I think it was Edwin.
Right.
And Edwin was a bit slow at the entry of the last turn. I tried to sneak up and he didn't saw me, so there was a bit of contact. Then he just let off the brake. The car was rolling backwards and I was going up. So, but
Gotcha.
it happens. This is a race. If we are there is some battles, and if you are not racing, we are just to sit in the pits, and that's all.
Gotcha, yeah. Are you live at the moment, mate?
No. I'm doing the league on my own. Offline.
Here we go. Okay, gotcha. That's great. Well, I'm glad I finally got to talk to you, mate. Always a pleasure. And looking forward to Bathurst next week.
Yeah, exactly. Try to be ready as I can, and hoping to not provoke any crash. Thing. Yeah, the start was a bit rude because the game didn't show any start lights, so I was just sitting duck on the start grid.
Wow, I haven't seen that problem in maybe a year, but it's happened to me before as well, where you're just not notified when the race is going to start.
Yeah, exactly. I was hearing the others. They were revving the engines, and I was just oh, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I've had it happen to me a long time ago though, only in standing starts. But yeah, that's a shame. Hopefully iRacing can fix that. Right, anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, mate?
Maybe to Chaillet, to Alexandre, that shared his setup with me, and I just got a lot quicker than this week in officials. So thanks to him, thanks to Mercury Setup Shop, and thanks to Undercut, to my team, to let me be in the league under their colors. Thanks again.
Excellent, mate. Cool. I look forward to seeing you next week at Bathurst. But other than that, yeah, we'll catch you later, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.
So it's Kevin Richard finishing in 12th position in the A final tonight, getting some decent points there. We'll be seeing him next week. But yeah, Bathurst still with the heat format next time out as well. David, last season we visited Bathurst. We visited a lot of these tracks last season, but that was one of the best rounds of the championship. We had a fantastic one-on-one fight for the race lead. And I think compared to Sebring, it's that bit more of a raceable circuit where the long straights really do make it tricky to defend. So
yeah, it's 2 tracks. I always say that Bathurst is 2 tracks. You've got the fast GP section and you've got the treacherous mountain section. The draft from Forest Elbow down to the old jump, it's plenty in this car. Especially if you get a good exit, you can clear them. We're going to see some great battles, especially with the heat. I'm excited it's the heat format here at Bathurst. Although, on the flip, an hour at Bathurst in a Porsche Cup, if you win that race, you are the fastest man in the league. Sure. Yeah. So that's a challenge. So, yeah, excited. Cannot wait.
Yeah, it'll be good. That'll be on next week. Same time on Apex Racing TV. Of course, if you fancy joining the series, you can do so. Go over to apexracingleague.com and get yourself an entry. You can also sign up to Racing Unleashed as well, the iRacing challenges, and also the ARL sports car as well. So do check all of that out on apexracingleague.com. Check out the Apex Racing League and Apex Racing TV social medias as well on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And of course, do keep tuned and like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can check out all of the future broadcasts as well. We've got CMS, haven't we, on Sunday?
4-hour broadcast.
4 hours of us
arguing
into your
chatting,
ear holes. Do you want to watch that? That'll be the championship finale as well. So that'll be some pretty high stakes stuff. We've also got Radicals on right now. We've got Radicals as well returning on Sunday for 2 races as well.
And we're going to be live in what, 20 odd minutes?
And we're going to be live in 20 minutes as well for the late Apex. Chatting about all the latest news in the sim racing world and updates as well when it comes to Apex Racing Team, Apex Racing TV, Apex Racing League, Apex Racing Academy, and all the other Apex Racing fans. So yeah, do make sure to tune in for that as well. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, and from David Sampson and everyone here from Apex Racing TV, we will say goodbye and we'll see you back next week for round 8 of the Porsche Cups at Bathurst. See you then.
Ciao, ciao.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.